Good morning, everybody. It's the growth marketing, inbound marketing recap call, and we're going to kick things off, getting you on your feet, and then we're going to go right into the metrics. So let's do that now. I'll share my screen, and we can. Let's see here, the metrics. Here we go. All right, so looking at users and page views, the good thing we see here is that we're growing these again. So we are past the dip and seeing these go back up. So we're not at the level that we want to see for our goal, but we are seeing this increase as we enter the holiday season. So that's very encouraging. Looking at strategic marketing buckets, what we see here is the bulk of the drops we're seeing right now are continuing in product pages, with some in customer pages and then analyst reports. The product pages, what we have seen there is that those pages historically performed very well for organic search, but over the last 18 months have continually just fallen off. And so we've worked to move them around, change some redirects, make sure everything's working right there, but we're still seeing the drop. So we're going to be working with the strategic marketing team to come up with a plan for how we can improve these in conjunction with topics and solutions pages. Moving on to MQL commitments, we do see the large segment is continuing to slump just a little bit. So a little bit of drop on our pace for large over the last week. Still seeing strong numbers in mid-market and SMB. I do want to point out that, one of the things we see historically, when you look at December, December was, you don't have November to compare it to, but it was a relatively lower month. And then we had a big jump in January. So my expectation as we look at these numbers is that, we will see pace and attainment jump up especially as we hit into the new year and people are beginning to look for, ways to, kind of kick off new projects. So those are the metrics for this week. I don't see any questions in the agenda. Does anybody have any questions that they'd like to verbalize? All right, well, I'm going to take that as a no, and we'll go ahead and hand this over to Michael for show and tell.
Thanks, Shane. Okay, so everyone, this is the part where we get to show off all the work we've done since last week. So reminder, anyone can contribute. Screen sharing is always recommended, but yeah, of course, if you don't have anything to screen share, let's just hear about it. So it looks like first up, Niall.
Hi, yeah, I'm just sharing my screen. So two main things this week was, one of them was the keyword and topical research for the partners pages. So it was just basically doing competitor analysis and breaking down each one of the elements you want to target. So it's probably some additional ones we can build this out on, and just creating a full list for each one, which is accessible and then usable throughout whichever one of the strategies are going to be applied for. That was one of the main, the second thing was, am I going to share my page here? Here we go. So for the blogs pages, we executed an audit, and one of the things, Rebecca Dodd provided a full breakdown of all the top performing pages for the blogs. So we wanted to just expand upon this. So using the new software we're practicing with at the moment, which is the Sitebulb, I've done an extra audit just to break down pages and segment them by fixed types we can use. So it's just breaking them down by pages with high bounce rates, low conversion rates, no traffic, and orphan pages. So you can click through the link there just to find. I don't want to share it just because there's analytics data connected onto it as well. But so the hope is that we can use this information at the start of next year to start building out a strategy to do a framework for optimization by type in alignment with the blog team. So looking forward to that. And that's me. So whoever wants to share next.
I think that is me,
Right,
and
yeah.
I will showcase a theme reveal video the digital production team, Brock and I have been working on that we released earlier this week to kind of get SKO kicked off. So I am going to share my screen. Okay. Screen sharing is always awkward to me for some reason. I'm like, it's just weird. Okay, so hopefully you can hear this, and here we go. I think. Sorry, there we go. So big props to Matt, who I don't see on this call, but for all of his awesome, amazing art and working with us to make sure that we show it the right way. This got everybody kind of pumped up and ready to go for SKO. And we're gonna keep going from there. And that's that. And we've also got some new bumpers that's linked in there if people want to take a look. And from there, I don't know who's next, but feel free, because I think I lost the doc. Thanks again, Brock, for your work on it.
So we got Sammy.
All right. Thank you, MP. Thank you, Erica. So what I'm going to be sharing right now is about Tailwind CSS. So I believe you can see my screen right now. So during this week, we've been trying to test if we can use another CSS framework for everything we do on GitLab. The reason why we're trying to make this change is because we want to start designing things that are consistent, reusable, and faster. So presently, I will show you this page. This page is our free trial page, and this is developed several months ago with our existing CSS framework. For us to achieve this, we have to use a lot of CSS pages like this pricing CSS with all this code, this free trial CSS with all this code. But now we are trying to move to another framework entirely, and we choose Tailwind. This is Tailwind CSS. It's a utility CSS, which means you write less and you achieve more. So during this week, I redeveloped the same page. Right now I'm testing locally, and this is the same page using Tailwind CSS. And with Tailwind CSS, I really don't need all these codes. I really don't need all these codes. Everything is just write the syntax and it works like charm. So this is the superpower we've been playing with, and we're going to be deploying this site-wide so that we can develop things much more faster, and we can have very better user experience for our users. For example, our users don't need to load any unused CSS anymore because we will have less CSS files for them to load, and the site will be much more faster, and they will have a very smoother experience. And it also helps us to develop much more faster. So that is what we've been working on during this week. Thank you.
Awesome work, everyone. I think we're moving into the shout out section of our call. So this is a opportunity for you to call someone out in the team, somewhere in the company. I think we actually have an external shout out day too. Anyone who helped you make your week awesome and what's a highlight of your week. And we're starting with Michael.
Yeah, I got a bit of run on shout outs here. Last week I didn't have one, and I don't know, something about that troubled me because everyone is so helpful all week, and I just kind of put some brain power into it. And as I started thinking about it, I was like, oh, all of these people helped me. So apologize for the soapbox, but I'm making up for last week. So first off, Becky, I know she's not on the call. I think her dog's got out in the yard, so she's dealing with that. But she's been awesome at collaborating on getting this concept of internal agency working with our sprint cycles. She's very patient, and it's been really fun. It's actually weirdly to say it's fun, but it has been fun working on process stuff to deal with something that, you know, isn't necessarily our favorite thing to work on, but is so important for us to develop those relationships. So thanks, Becky. Erica, I'm not going to be here for next week. I'm assuming you probably won't either. So I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you for everything that you've taught me. In our one-on-one connects, I just leave those thinking, oh man, I have so much more to learn. I probably never will get there, but your neuroscience approach, like everything that you bring to digital content strategy is just so amazing. So I'm really going to miss you, and just want to let you know I really appreciate our short time together. Javi is amazing every week. I just keep thinking, man, this guy. He set up on Monday a connect with the whole digital experience team and led kind of like a design thinking approach workshop, kind of design sprint inspired, to get everyone to clarity and kind of vocalize some things that were blocking us or some things that needed attention. And that takes a ton of courage and just initiative to get that set up. So big shouts to Javi for that. Tina, learning, I've known Tina for a while, but I keep learning more and more about her. You know, real glue kind of person. Like I see all of the work that you're doing that isn't really like the work you're here to do, but the work that really keeps us together, keeps things moving forward. You know, things like some unexpected product management help with me. You're doing that with style. It's awesome. And then adding some fun to our calendar. She set up next week our team, and it's an open invite, but we're going to do a holiday cocktail hour, make a cocktail that represents us. So I'm looking forward to having that drink. And then finally, Brandon, just wanted to give a shout out. Yesterday, we recognized we wanted to make another change to the homepage that wasn't really anticipated to fit into this sprint, but with GitHub Universe and a couple things that gave us an idea to improve our messaging. Brandon identified an opportunity to just kind of like jump in, deal with something so that Sammy and Javi and the rest of the team that are doing like the Tailwind stuff and the storybook stuff can not be knocked off from their velocity. So that's so awesome, Brandon. So thank you. Next up, we've got Rebecca.
Thanks, Michael. Yeah, as Eric said, I have an external shout out. I don't know if this is our first one, but I figured I would throw it out there. Our friends over at the News Stack have been sharing our blog posts on their Twitter. We didn't realize this until recently. I was doing some sleuthing to figure out why a post had got thousands of page views before we'd even shared it on our own channels. And I discovered that they had shared it, and they've done it for 2 recent posts that have both been doing really well. So thanks to the News Stack. And also thanks to Jen Leslie, who's going to talk to them about maybe giving them a UTM link to share if they choose to do that in the future, so we can see exactly what kind of impact they're having and see if there are any more options for distribution we can explore there. So yeah, over to Bree.
I think this is Erica's last call with all of us, so I just wanted to give a shout out to her for being a wonderful boss, for always being super easy to talk to, turning into a friend. It's really nice to have somebody that you can rely on, and she's been great. So I just wanted to give her one more shout out from our team, and I'm not the only one. So yeah, I don't know. Oh, Becky, but I don't know if Becky's on the call. It might be.
We could just turn this into an Erica love fest for the rest of the call. Does anyone else want to verbalize their adoration for Erica and how much we're going to miss her?
Who's going to remind me when Mercury is going into retrograde?
Yeah, super sad. Super sad. Like tears sad. So I can't talk about it much, but she knows how I feel about her, and I think she's awesome, and we're gonna really miss her and all that she can do. And I'm gonna stop talking right now before I'm like, oh. So we love you.
Erica, I'm really excited to come finally meet you in real life in Netherlands. I'll just have to drive up to Ned for some snow.
Yes, please. It'll be so fun. And Rebecca, the Sanctuary app is free, so they'll tell you when Mercury is in retrograde.
I do not accept, and I request coffee chats instead, please.
Erica, I don't know if you'd be willing to share this story with the group, but you told me kind of a great like little GitLab story last week.
Was this about the dinner they paid for me?
Yeah, do you want
that one? Yeah, so long time ago, when GitLab was very small, our team, we had a company call every morning, and different people would be listed to share an update with the whole company. And I was about 3 months in, and I just kind of blurted out to everybody that my boyfriend had just broken up with me and my grandpa had just died. And I was really sad. So someone from our like people ops team at the time reached out to me, and they wanted to treat me to a dinner, and called up a restaurant and made a reservation for me and like paid for it and all the good stuff, and told me to bring a friend. And it's actually the first date that I took my now husband on. So GitLab paid for my first date with my husband. Just like, it's just a fun, personal thing that they did for me. So it's a really good memory.
I love that story. Thank you for sharing it. Well, on that happy note, I guess we can wrap up. And then, of course, if you want to try to get some coffee chat time with Erica before she heads out. Your last day, Erica, is it Wednesday or Tuesday next week?
It's Wednesday, the
Wednesday.
16th.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you for sharing your story, Erica. We're all going to miss you so much. And everyone, I hope you have a great Thursday and head into the weekend in style. See you soon.